DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Two teams just about a 3.5-hour drive from each other on Florida's I-75. The Jags and Bucs are underway. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Baker going to throw this right away. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Mayfield to throw it. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. This is taken at the 23. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. They'll start on the ground, Etienne. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
2nd down and 8. Etienne once more. They find some open field here. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. That's complete to Parker Washington. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
They'll run with Etienne. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Yeah, quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Motion man left is Kirk. Now Lawrence. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They go play action now. Lawrence. They're looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. And the Bucs are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Lawrence's pass intercepted. The Bucs take over.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the 23, here's the 2nd and 9. And Mayfield just getting the play off. They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. That's 2nd down.
I think we could all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Straight ahead, ETN. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been...
Touchdown! Brian Thomas, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars are on the board first here on the road in Tampa.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Mayfield off the play fake. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Here's Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. but this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Shepard will go in motion right. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. It's hauled in by Shepard. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Throwing, Mayfield. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 21. A good pickup there of 22.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And again, it's Mayfield. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. In motion right is Evans. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. He's got Otten. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the gun, Mayfield. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from evening this one up. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Lawrence will throw. Got an open man. It's Washington. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. 7-7, our score after 1. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. On first down, right back to Etienne. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Getting to him for the loss there, that's Kalijah Cansey. Run coverage, excellent there from the defensive end position.
How many times do we sit with coaches and they talk about a base defensive end, a guy who can anchor and play with leverage? We just saw a great example of it. And how about the bonus, tackling the runner for a loss?
Another toe for Etienne. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Lawrence. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. The Trey Palmer deep for Tampa Bay. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
To throw, Mayfield. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush, because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Now Mayfield. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Airing this one out for Evans. It's caught inside the 25. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 50 yards.
He's already got one touchdown this first half already. That very nearly was a second. Defensively, they're going to have to figure something out because he's been able to outrun the defenders early and often so far.
They go play action. Mayfield.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Mayfield looks to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Baker going to give it to Irving.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Jags grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They were just trying to get their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
And they'll go again with ETN.
And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
ETN up the middle.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. Mayfield now.
And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Mayfield.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans.
And he is going to have the Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Shepard will go in motion right. Mayfield to throw it. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Now a give, Irving running right.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Bucky Irving
from 17 yards out. And the Bucs have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
There was a great article in the paper yesterday about how he likes to run angry. Plays like that, you can feel it, can't you?
As long as he doesn't drive angry, we're okay. Because when he's on the field, that anger works for him. It fuels him, it powers him, and the end result runs like that.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. A handoff for Etienne. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now Lawrence to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Washington. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Here's Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne.
Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Again, it's Lawrence. He's got Thomas yet again, complete. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Two yards to go, second down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down. Going for it, here's Etienne. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
And this one is right through, and that will do it for this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
3rd and 3. They go play action now. Lawrence, he's got his target. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That's Kalijah Cansey in to get him down.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Here's Lawrence to throw. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Now Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Here's Mayfield. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Throwing, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
A run up the middle with Irving. Oh, he shifts past him. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Irving. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
From the gun, Mayfield. This one taken in by Otten. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. Down to about the 22 here.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Now 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Irvin.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Mayfield on play action. Out to the right here to Shepard. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 9-yard line.
2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9.
So the false start will back them up 5. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
A shotgun handoff here to Irving.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Evans comes in motion right. To throw, Mayfield. Now they go screen. It's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Now Mayfield. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Buccaneers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And bulldozing his way through.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Lawrence will throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory.
99 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence.
Open man is Kirk, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk.
And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a second down and just a couple.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth.
Lawrence going to throw again. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Now Lawrence to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Jags are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
So a man shaken up on the play, and this is certainly noteworthy. It's Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now Thomas will come in motion right.
A shotgun snap, and again to ETN.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick here is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. 2nd and 10. Shepard goes in motion. Mayfield. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is fielded at the 27. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Now Jones. To the right side, incomplete to Washington. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And the Jaguar first down.
Throwing Jones. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. Straight ahead, Etienne. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 129 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Naturally so. The defense was keyed in on everyone but the back on that play, and it took them an extra second to react when he got the carry. It's still a tough 3rd down to pick up here, but a lot more manageable after an excellent carry on 2nd down.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was right for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Mayfield to throw it. Over the middle to Evans. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here's Mayfield. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
Tackle made by Devin Lloyd, the linebacker. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Eluding the pressure right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanket his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finish this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Well, clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
In motion, left Shepard. Mayfield looks to throw. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Throwing, Mayfield. Otten brings it in over the middle. And the Buccaneers are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Irving. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The Bucs ready for the kickoff, and here we go. It's in the air. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Throwing to start the drive. Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
This is caught. It's Kirk. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll, and now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Once more from the 11, 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Well, this crowd is making an impact right now. 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now Mayfield. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Here's Jones. And that is incomplete here.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Well, this crowd into it now. 3rd and 2. Now Jones. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And the Bucs are on this one. And that should just about do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead, that home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.